Sup guys, Mr. Niober here, and today I want to make a video about who is the cycling's biggest one-hit wonder in the modern era. So we will set some ground rules. First of all, we are only talking about riders and winners after the year 1990, and the reason is because the competition is a lot more even and there is a lot more professionalism in cycling since that time. And I don't want to pick somebody from like 100 years ago. I don't think that would be very fair. And the other rule is that we are only going for either a world champion, Grand Tour winner, or a monument winner. There are dozens of riders that have won like one stages in the Vuelta or like one smaller classic in Italy and then they faded into obscurity. And again, we would be here all day. There are many riders like that. So I only want a winner of a major race in the last 35 years. So let's get into it. Number 3 on my list is Rudy Dhaenens, a fairly popular rider in Belgium actually, who tragically passed away in 1998, but he became a world champion in Japan in the year 1990, outsprinting his fellow Belgian Dirk de Wolf. And Rudy Dhaenens is there more as an example because he was a fairly prolific Spring Classics rider. He has podiums in races like Ronde van Vlaanderen, Paris Roubaix, but he only has a handful of wins, and his only other major win would be a Tour de France stage win. And I want to put him there also as a shout out because he's no longer with us. But the thing is, if you can win one big race like the World Championships, there is a good chance that you have won some other races. And that was basically a major bottleneck in this whole research, is that there really are only very few one-hit wonders. I would argue that there is only one, and that's going to be my number one pick. So Rudy Dhaenens, a sort of an honorable mention. Only major win is his World Championship victory from the year 1990. Next on my list, we gotta move 13 years into the future, and we are also talking about a world champion from 2003, this time Canada, Hamilton. Who do you think it is? It's Igor Astarloa, the Spanish rider. He had a breakthrough season in 2003, winning Flèche Wallonne. And you might say, wait, what? Flèche Wallonne, that's a pretty big race. But back then, it always has been like the third in a row, always the one lagging behind Amstel Gold Race and Liège-Bastogne-Liège. So for that matter, I'm gonna forgive Igor for this win, but he never won anything before like 2003, and he suffered very harshly from that curse of the world champion. He was only able to pick up one small win in Brixia Tour in 2004, and after that he sort of faded out, and he's very much overshadowed by a rider he beat in the 2003 race, which was a young rising star of Alejandro Valverde. And also we have riders like Oscar Freire, who became a 3-time world champion for Spain. So Igor Astarloa, he was sort of on that stage between changing from the analog era to the internet era. So you can look up pictures of him and you have probably never even seen them because he's very much sort of forgotten world champion from that modern era. So yeah, Igor Astarloa is my number 2. And now a drum roll for the biggest one-hit wonder of all time. Who do you think it is? I'm gonna tell you the name, and if you know which country he's from and which race he won, you, my friend, are a true historian of cycling. Oliver Zaug. Do you know who that is? Do you know who Oliver Zaug is? There is a chance that you've never heard him. And he is a Swiss rider who rode for teams like Sunior de Val, Liquigas, Radio Shack, Tinkoff Saxo, and ended his career in IAM Cycling in 2016. He was a climbing domestique who got lucky once on the 15th of October 2011, winning the Il Lombardia by a solo move. He got very lucky that day in 2011 when on the final climb he was able to break away with an sort of unassuming attack, and he held it all the way to the finish line doing a 10k solo attack. Behind him was Dan Martin and Joaquim Rodriguez in a chasing group. But Oliver Zaug has no other major podiums. As a matter of fact, he has only 2 other podiums in the small stages, and he never won anything. He was 30 years old when he won in Lombardia, so that he really like never won anything in juniors, in under 23s. Even as a professional, he was very low key as you can get. And then in 2011, his breakthrough win, his only win as a matter of fact. And after that, he was only able to get 2 other podiums, in one in La Vuelta and the other in Tour of Austria. And those were uphill finishes, which is his speciality, because he is a very small sort of diminutive climber. But he got beaten even on those finishes. Once in Vuelta by Ryder Hesjedal, I remember watching that stage, and Ryder Hesjedal like towers over Oliver by like 15 centimeters or something. And the other stage podium he has was in Tour of Austria, and he got beaten by a former trek rider, Peter Koenig. So even on terrain and stages which Oliver should have won, he wasn't able to win them. So he is a true one-hit wonder, a guy that won a cycling monument and somehow was never able to win anything else, or even really come close to winning anything else. So this is a true one-hit wonder. But I must say, there is something sort of romantic almost about it, in the sense that if you only can win one race, what race would it be? And I think that to have Il Lombardia on your palmarès, that's beautiful. So yeah, Oliver Tauck, the biggest one-hit wonder in cycling.